Hey traders, welcome back to another video. So this video is more on an interesting topic because one of my students, within our trade club, he actually decided to go full time, and he is someone. When he texted me, he told me that he's someone that require external encouragement. He needs someone to actually encourage him, and that sort of gives him motivation to pursue his dreams, his goals, or whatsoever. And this is quite an interesting topic because, again, this is all about different personality. There's no right or wrong. You could be someone who's extreme, who's like a lone ranger. You can do everything on yourself. You don't need any sort of external motivation. You don't need external encouragement or acknowledgement. But you could also at the same time be someone who does need people to assure you. You do need people to acknowledge your effort and every single thing. But let me tell you something. You know, one of the reasons why a lot of traders are struggling, and at one point when they struggle so much, they tend to go mad, they tend to go angry, they tend to put the blame onto the surroundings, and they say, hey, my family didn't support me. My family, my wife, my kids, my parents, my friends, they just don't like me to do this trading thing. They feel like it's gambling, it's so risky, whatever. And as someone who's married and have 2 kids, I'll tell you my honest opinion. Don't ever expect any sort of support or any sort of encouragement from your surrounding, especially if you love them. If you love, let's say, if you love your wife, as a man, as someone who have 2 kids, again, I would never expect my wife to support my decision. I know if I have her ultimate support, it's good. But sometimes they could be viewing from a complete different angle. Just like what we say from hawk eye view. They are seeing things that us, when we are being too obsessed over certain things, we cannot realize, we cannot identify with full clarity. Only people from a side, only people from a hawk eye view, they can see exactly what's the missing piece. And some of the decisions in life, my wife will occasionally be the one to point me out and say, hey, you shouldn't do that. And sometimes I appreciate that. But of course, I'm very blessed that throughout my journey, again, my wife has been with me for about 4 years. Obviously, she supports all of my decision, which is a good thing. But there were multiple times where I was being so frustrated. I feel like she didn't understand me. She didn't know what I have to go through as a man, as a full-time trader, as someone who runs the trading community, as someone who just wants to be a perfectionist. I want to be good at every single aspect. I want to balance out my family, my work, my community, and every single thing. She can never understand that kind of struggle. Why? Because this is not her job. Just like all of you, if let's say today you are a 9 to 5, the way you look at money, the way you look at life in general will be very different from an entrepreneurial perspective. So if let's say today you have an entrepreneur, you have a 9 to 5, an employee, if you put them together, they will always have a complete different view. My wife wasn't an entrepreneur, so she didn't understand what entrepreneurship's really like, and I don't blame her. Alright? And all of you should understand as well. A 9 to 5 to an entrepreneur is a complete different thing. Let's say today, you like what I just say, you are an entrepreneur, your wife used to work at 9 to 5, now she's married, she becomes a housewife or whatever. It's hard for her to understand what you have to go through, that mental struggle, that kind of stress to pay the bills, to handle everything from the uncertainty of an entrepreneurship journey. It's just something that not everyone will fully comprehend, and you don't expect them to understand you as well, because the more you expect, the more you get disappointed. And that's a thumb rule. Don't expect too much from anyone, including your loved ones. If you love the people, then just let it be. Right? Don't expect them to understand you, but do your very best to provide them. This is your job. Our job as a man, like myself, is to provide them, is to prove them that I'm working my absolute best to give them the highest quality of life. By how? Making more money, getting more success from any single aspect in my life, and give them a better life, improve the quality of lifestyle. My wife has been with me for such a long time. We from a small sort of studio, 500 square feet studio, to 700 square feet, 800 square feet duplex, to a 1,000 plus square feet condo, to 2,400 square feet condo, to right now 4 to 5,000 square feet semi-detached, a landed property. She's been with me throughout the entire journey. So as much as she sometimes might feel uncertain, she sometimes might feel insecure about things that I do, she sometimes will still feel like, hey, trading is so risky, do you really want to do it? But at the same time, she's getting that kind of comfort, she's getting affirmation by me giving her a better life, by me constantly trying my very best to improve not just her life, also my kids. Right? When I'm traveling, my kids get to travel with me together. My wife will see exactly what I'm doing, and that's how she get the sense of assurance, a sense of affirmation, by monitoring what I do day in day out. When we're traveling, she clearly know that I wake up 4 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning. I start doing all my recordings for the community. I start replying messages for my students. I start doing all the market analysis, my pre-market game plan, and when time's up, I start doing my trading, all of these things. She get to see whatever that I do every single day for the past so many years. And that's how she gets the assurance, she gets the affirmation and say, hey, my husband know what he's doing. And if today you are experiencing that kind of self-doubt, that because your surroundings are giving you a lot of pressure, people just don't seem to understand you, they will never be able to understand you. And you as an entrepreneur, you have to stay strong. A man just gotta do what you have to do. What you have to do is what? Do the right thing. Do the task that you're supposed to do without complaining like anyone else. Alright, just keep your head down, keep your head low, and just keep grinding. And especially as a trader, don't expect your parents to understand what you're doing. They will never be able to understand. My father came from a historical background of you have to work hard in terms of labor and everything to make money. Of course, my father is an entrepreneur. He owns a furniture factory. He has an entire manufacturing line, production line. But his definition of business is you need to have a big warehouse, you need to have a big showroom, a big factory. You need to have 100 workers, 200, 300 employees. You need to have just all these infrastructure, all these company structure to call it a business. He's working so hard that he will never be able to understand how can someone just sit in front of the computer making this amount of money. If I were to tell my dad, hey, I only have 2-3 employees, everything, all of my business are done online, and yeah, I make X amount of money a month, he would be shocked. He'll be like, hey, how can you at this age making this amount of money? How can you make 100k a month? To him, to make 100k a month, maybe you need 300 employees, maybe you need a couple big shops and every single thing, because they came from a very traditional background. They came from a very down to earth, a very physical, very labor kind of background, where everything they do needs to be revolve around blood, sweat, tear. They need to sweat a lot, they need to work so hard to make it. So, and also, You don't have to prove to them. You don't have to prove to them. The best proof is what? Give them allowance, right? When you work your very best, try to retire your parents. Work your very best to tell them you are living a good life. All right? Just prove to them by having a good lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. I have my own family. We sometimes travel around. My parents, they can see it. When I give them allowance, they can see it as well. They say, hey, now I slowly believe our son, Nia, knows exactly what he's doing. Through action. You don't affirm someone using words, because action speaks louder than words. Day in, day out, put in the work, prove them through actions and result. Someday, all of them, believe me or not, even your friends, your surroundings, they'll be like, I should have trusted Nia. I think Nia really know what he's doing. I think trading is really a proper business. I think running online businesses, doing investment is really a worthwhile industry. I hope all of you, if you're watching this video, you understand what I'm trying to say. And if you really understand what's the moral, what's the lesson you can bring out of this video, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, also let me know if you resonate with what I just shared, and tell me what's your current situation in the comment section below. And if you like the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Bye bye.